You are now tuning into Two Kids from the Bronx podcast.
Two Kids from the Bronx.
Welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, Two Kids from the Bronx.
Ow!
The official podcast of 12by6.com.
Yes, sir.
We're back at it again, recording live from on a Friday night in the Bronx. You know, nice Friday evening. You know, got a couple drinks in us. Might as well figure, we talk
Why
some
not?
stuff. Yeah,
Why not?
Talk that talk. A lot of stuff been going on in the hip hop world. Beef. Now, Taj, what's beef?
Beef is what? Oh, I'm sorry.
What beef is when you can't walk in the streets. Beef is when I see you.
You see me. Guaranteed to be I see
Yeah,
you.
there you go. There you go. Yeah, so a lot of stuff been going down. Old school, new school rappers, quote unquote legends. Real street dudes, depending on who's speaking. But yeah, we got the whole Game Meek Mills, which kind of transitioned into
Who knows?
Meek Mill's Beanie Sigel. Like, it's crazy. It's like that, the Game Meek Mill's old news right now. And that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
The whole pest control, the Game with the 92 bars, and then Meek Mill's, coming back with the response. What Beans on the response?
He was on it. He was in the studio with him.
You seen it?
We saw the pictures.
We saw it.
They were there.
Philly was there. But a lot of, I don't really want to go too deep on the whole Meek Mill's Game thing, 'cause I feel like, that's in the back burner at this point.
Yeah, I feel like we analyzed that.
Yeah, Game did what he had to do. He got his, 15 minutes, his publicity, and now it's pretty much old news.
The album's out now.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what the numbers were, any chance?
No, it just came out. So
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't even get to hear the album yet, so I don't even know what the album could yet. I still gotta hear that.
Yeah, definitely got to do that. But yeah, so pretty much right after the whole pest control Meek Mill thing, Beans and Game. Well, Game went on the Breakfast Club, was talking about how what happened, and that Beans called him, blah blah blah, whatever, and then Beans he got knocked out. I was gonna be nice, but he kind of got So Beanie Sigel was in a concert,
Bad Boy
backstage.
concert.
Bad Boy concert. I guess you could go out there, show love in Philly.
Yeah, he was gonna perform.
And then one of the Dream Chasers, one of Meek Mill's boys, he didn't like the way Beans was moving, the way he was kind of depicting the whole situation. So he did what he felt he had to do.
Stole on him. We all saw the video.
So the video.
Caught him from the side.
So,
Bam!
So now Beans comes out, 2 days later, gets on the podcast. A couple of that, gets on the Breakfast Club, tells his side of quote unquote his side of the story, how what I mean, whether or not it's a sucker punch, blah blah blah, but why he
Did what he did.
kind of backtracked.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing too. It's he backtracked from the whole Meek Mill. He's like, yo, I'm riding with Philly. I'm riding with Meek. To quote a Philly dude, I'm riding with the young bull. And then he kind of backtracked, and it's those are the repercussions you're gonna deal with, Beans.
Obviously. I don't...
Yeah.
That's the one thing I didn't get. It's okay. Whatever you're saying, what... This is one of the few times that I completely agree with Charlamagne the God.
Yeah.
The entire time through. At the end of the day, you came through to, that whole studio session when they were making that diss track. You came through. You didn't have to. Because they was already there. You said Amelia was already there.
Mm-hmm.
They was already going to do this. You came through and you
made it your
amped up
business.
more. Yeah. You put yourself in. You inserted yourself into this. Then Meek Mill came and whatever happened.
Mm-hmm.
So you made the decision to get involved into this.
Mm-hmm.
And you picked a side, clearly, because you was on their side. You came and you had a line in the song and everything. So it's really weird that you would come and you would flip-flop regardless and say, me and Game are cool, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you're on the Breakfast Club, you're on Tax Stone's podcast.
Yeah.
and you're pretty much saying, oh, how you're shitting on Meek,
Exactly.
and that's
It looks weak.
It looks you look like you flip flopping.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Like you look crazy, and you Beanie Sigel, like we grew up on Beanie.
It's true.
Like, and you looking like a
Suck.
fraud, like a sucker.
Sucker. Mm-hmm.
And you took a sucker punch.
A sucker punch from a sucker.
I just like, yo, you building up. You want us to feel sorry for you or something, and you saying that it's no agenda, and then like after the sucker punch happened, you drop a diss track. Then the day after, you drop another diss track, and then the day of the Breakfast Club interview, you drop another diss track.
Yeah.
And you saying like there's no agenda, you just you doing it for whatever, and you saying how things would have went differently, and you were thinking differently, and you was trying to and it's like
That's the thing.
we
too.
don't believe you.
That's the thing too. He's like, yo, he goes, I'm Beans, but I'm also Mac, and if Mac want to do something, dude, you're the same person. You're not bipolar.
one guy.
Exactly. So stop this.
You don't got schizophrenia.
Exactly. That's the word. I was gonna say bipolar. It's schizophrenia where you have multiple people, multiple personalities or whatever. Dude, you're one dude. So stop.
You're one man.
Stop this fake facade. You know what I mean? Like
You're
this.
one old man, and your time has passed.
Exactly. And it's like, yo, if you in for a penny, you in for a pound. Like that's it. You got.
Man. Yeah. You say. I remember he said he got up and he was going through something, but he was like, nah, Puff called me out, so I'm gonna go perform now. Like, nah, dog, ain't no way. Someone knocked me down, and I get up and go, you know what? The show must go on.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
It wasn't even your show.
It wasn't your show.
What you did? 3 songs? Probably is a Bad Boy tour.
Probably one song.
One song.
Probably half of that one song.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, he's, going back to Breakfast Club interview, he's saying, oh, Charlamagne, and I honestly, I'm gonna keep honest with you, I really like Charlamagne in that interview because I felt like he held his ground.
He did.
He asked the tough questions. He didn't let Beans, talk his way out. He didn't let Beans bully his way out of it because he tried. Charlamagne literally called him a sucker, called him a hater, told him he's loyal to the dollar, to the opportunity. Exactly. So it's like
opportunist.
Yeah. There you go. So it's like I really like, tip of the cap to Charlamagne on that one. But even during the interview, he's talking about, he's like, yo, so who called you to the studio? And he's like, nah, nobody called me. So how you knew you was? How you
gonna go to the studio? How do you just felt it?
Exactly. How did you even know they were in the studio? And it's like, all right, so it's like going to your things. It's like nobody called you to be a part of this, but now you know what I mean. So you went in, and now you like, nah, I'm not really feeling it. So of course, you know what I mean. Meek's boy is gonna try to lay hands on you because that's being you from the streets. What you thought was gonna happen? You know what I mean? Like I think he's kind of living in like 1999, 2000.
He think he back in 2002. Like I said in the last podcast, like the dude that snuffed him, his people is the one that got him to come to the studio. Whatever Beans want to say, there's no way he just pops up like, what's going on?
Like he felt
like they called him over there.
Yeah.
They called him over there, and they were setting something up. They were building something up. Because they were tired of, all the backlash against Meek. Like, Meek is the target.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Well, like, when Bean said that on the Breakfast Club, I was like, yeah,
that's
he
true.
is the target. But they called you over. You didn't just come over. Mm-hmm. Like, you didn't know nothing. You just, they told you to come, you came through.
He did not feel it in the air.
They set it up. And that's why you got sucker punch. Because you did some shit that messed up what they set up.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I think, it's some other like behind the scenes stuff that we really don't know about. And Beans kind of said, "Oh, I didn't know that, so and so that." I think he said that he didn't hear some song he was saying that game. I think he was like he didn't know that where the beef kind of came from, and then he kind of played it like, oh, it was something different. So I felt like I shouldn't have been in it because like he thought Game was just picking on him to pick on him. and he kind of portrayed like a thing like, oh, it was something bigger, like you don't know. And it's like, dude, like it just sounds dumb. Like, you just sound dumb. Pretty much, you just look stupid. You look old. You look out of touch.
Just BSing.
You know what I mean? You're trying to
doing this tough guy, thug image.
And that's the thing too. Like, yeah, you coming on the Breakfast Club, whatever. You don't think they're gonna ask you these questions?
And you don't think that Charlemagne is already prepared for you to do what you were doing?
Yeah.
To flex at him, to bang on the decks. You don't think he came in there with that mindset already?
Exactly.
Like, he was already prepared for that. You thought he was gonna jump back and flinch?
You notice he didn't move or nothing the whole time.
Cause he knows what they're gonna do.
Exactly.
Like, you gotta come on, wake up.
And then he called his bluff too with Charlemagne. I like that. Where he was like, Beans was like, oh, I think you a sucker, and Charlemagne was like, that's cool. He's like, all right, so and Beans like, so if I think you a sucker, should I just leave this interview? Charlemagne, yeah, you should.
Exactly.
And he's like, yeah, you should leave because if I was you, I wouldn't want to talk to a sucker. So he used Bean's whole thing and just flipped it on him, and he like, you look dumb.
So go, and he ain't go nowhere. He sat his ass right back down. That's the thing. A lot of with the older guys, they think we're still in that gangster era, where we just believed you if you're saying you're gangster.
Exactly.
We not there no more.
We
Nobody
don't believe
jumps
you. Yeah.
for gangsters no more.
This is not that
Nobody,
time.
That don't happen no more.
The time of Ice Cube going into like CEOs' offices with baseball bats and breaking.
No one's afraid of that no more. That's done. That's over. It's over.
Exactly, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like he made the situation worse, but it kind of took the light away from Game, and because it's like, dude, alright, whatever. Meek's boy knocked you out. Game said some disrespectful stuff to you.
And that's the only thing I didn't like in that breakfast. Like,
they should have asked him that question.
Should have asked him, like, Game talked about you, but they kind of was trying to get to it, and being kind of like, in the beginning, he kind of like got rid of that because he was like, yeah, that's all. That's just rap. That's when I heard that's just rap. That's just music. That's music.
He was like, I know the real people in LA or something like that.
Music. Yeah. He went to that quick. That's music. But dog, he called you a fiend.
Fiend, beat you with a hockey stick. Or he said, and then he made fun of you with the whole Jay-Z thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that got to burn deep. You know what I mean? Because Beans in the Rockefeller days, like, Beans, you was the next man up.
Yeah.
Like, you supposed to still be with Jay right now. You had the chance. You was awesome. Like, you know what I mean? We talk about Jay-Z being the greatest. Like, we both know that. And not only as a rapper, but just as, like, he probably might be the greatest, like, one of the people in general. You know what I mean? Like, just his influence on things.
Yeah,
it's like,
influential.
You had the chance, you know what I mean, to be with Hov right now, to make those certain moves, and it's like, you blew it.
Threw it away.
For what?
For the block.
Mac, let me guess, Mac told you to do that, right, Beans? That was all Mac, right? Like, yo, he sounds dumb, man. And like, honestly, like, I'm so for Meek right now. Like, I want Meek to win right now, just for everything. You know what I mean? Like, not only because he's a really talented rapper, and we spoke about this before, and I feel you feel like, you know what I mean. Had this been the '90s, early 2000s, I really think Meek would be shining right now.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, dude, like, I don't know, Todd's like, the whole Beans thing is just dumb. Like, I have no other words for that.
It is. I mean, it's like, it don't make no sense. Especially when you hear like the Oshino interviews and all that. It don't make no sense. Especially when he's like he kind of made it even clearer because it's like, he's like, Beans don't even know me. Like, they didn't even know each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
Prior, they don't have history at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like anything that's like there's no bond between these two guys. Mm-hmm. So he's like, Beans had never even been in the studio. Mm-hmm. He don't know them.
That was a publicity stunt. I'm not lying, man. Todd, listening to more of this story, like, Beans saw the opportunity and like he used it as a publicity stunt.
And I'm not gonna say that they didn't use it too. They're like Beanie Sigel.
Exactly.
It's like you
OG.
had Beanie Sigel. Yeah. You think Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You think Rockefeller. You think
Mm-hmm.
it's an easy pull. So it's like,
why not?
We'll take him. Yeah. You gonna help us out? Come help us. Mm-hmm. But it's not authentic, and here's what you get. I feel like when you do something like that, here's what you get.
you said it perfectly. He's not authentic, and I feel like Meek and his camp felt like, yo, it's a Philly thing. Like,
Yeah.
like we good, and then that's why he got snuffed. Cause you weren't authentic, Beans. You know the game. This ain't your first rodeo. You know what I mean? And then like, I really like kind of like the way Strawberry was doing it. He was like, oh, Meek's not real. Meek's not real. So why you fake had his back then?
Why exactly? So why you popping up for him then?
He's not real. So why? What are you doing there then? Oh, it's for Philly.
You don't make no sense.
You don't make no sense.
You don't make no sense. Like, go ahead and just say it. If you would have been like, if he would have said right then, they said they were gonna pay me this. Conversation's over. Okay,
Well,
I get it.
As supposed to be, Charlamagne said something like that. Beans was trying to do a concert in Philly, and he wanted Meek there.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
Yeah,
though.
and then Meek backed out. Like, I think like word was like Beans like, yo, I'm gonna come through this, and like I'm trying to do this concert, but like for Philly, but I need you there. And Meek was still kind of like, nah.
Right, but
like,
you talking about? Listen here,
Beans, you don't need Meek. Yeah, go ahead.
Perspective. I'm gonna give it to you right now. All right, real good. Think you the popping rapper in your hood right now.
Yeah.
All right, Beans was. But Beans is not from your hood. You don't know Beans at all. Beans is from the other side of the hood. That's the hood too, but he's from the other side. You never met Beans. You don't know Beans from nothing. Now you popping now. You the man right now. So now you see Beans, and you know Beans' history. Beans fell off. Beans fell off like 2005. Beans fell off.
Yeah, he fell off.
So now it's 2012. You with Beans, you show him respect. You bring him out on one of your joints or whatever. So now y'all talking backstage. Show's over. You're talking. You being real respectful to the dude. The dude's like, yeah, and you know, they get a friendly little rapport right there. And then he's like, you know, and you hit him with the, you know, yo, hit me up, whatever, you know, we can chop it up, whatever you need something, let's chop it up, whatever.
Yeah.
Beans hits you up, I don't know.
Next day.
No, not the next day. No, a year later. And Beans still is not doing nothing.
Yeah.
Hit you up a year later. Like, all right, yo, I'm trying to get this concert joint happening. I'm trying to get the concert happening. It's not happening. I'm trying to get it happening. If you get on board, it'll happen. But it's because of you.
Yeah.
Not because of Beans. You don't even know Beans. And the concert is it's lame. It's whack to you.
It's beneath you. It's beneath your celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beneath you. It's whack. Number one, it's some old head joint. So now you a big time star at this point. You with Rick Ross. You got a
Nicki.
#1 single out.
Yeah.
And now he's talking about come out here to this itty bitty joint to bring you back down, basically, because it's like, well, why am I here?
Yeah.
And you got offers to that same night. You got other offers to do other things to get you real money.
Yeah.
And you're not getting no money with Beanie.
And it's
So you say, nah, I can't do it.
now
And you tell him that. You just say, I can't do it. So now you got a riff.
Yeah.
So now you the bad guy because you told him I can't do it. I got something else to do.
Got a prior
And he's
engagement.
like, yo, and he thinking maybe in the future you gonna give him some money. How? How I'm gonna get you some money, bull? How I'm gonna get you some money? How I'm gonna get you some money?
Scrap.
How I'm gonna get you some money? Nobody wanna hear you,
Nah.
and that's because of you. Not because of, you was still like. I heard it. I interviewed Oshina. Like you Beanie Sigel. You had a chance, especially when the whole game started to go independent. You could have just went off the strength of your name and made money.
Could've.
You ain't do it.
But if you independent, you gotta put that money up yourself at front though.
You gotta. But it ain't much money.
Yeah.
It ain't much money.
You're so right. That analogy that's right. I feel like that's dead on. That's 100% dead on. And you're actually right. Meek, from Meek's perspective, like, yo, you not my mans. I have no loyalty towards you. You didn't put me on. I respect you for what you did for Philly, but I'm my own man, and it's like, you know how many people like you meet throughout your lives, like this real life stuff, like going through a regular day, your job or whatever, and somebody says, you know, you have a good conversation, you be like, hey man, like whatever you need, I got you. Don't worry. You don't take them up on that offer. That's just something nice somebody says. Like you meet
talking to you. It's just talk.
It's just talk. Like, you know, everybody like you meet like at a bar or like say, hey man, I got you. Like whatever you need. Like I don't go and like and be like, hey man, remember you said you got me? Do you want to give me a couple beers?
They're just saying like, hey, you know, they just
talk.
talking.
It's just talk.
It's like that. It remind me of that. You know Mark Martin, but it's this Martin episode where he's talking to Tommy Davidson. Tommy Davidson came to a radio show.
R.I.P. Tommy Davidson.
No, Tommy Davidson is alive, man.
Oh, okay. Who's the one who died? I don't know. My bad.
No, that's Tommy. That's Tommy.
Tommy
Ford.
from. Oh, I see.
That's
Okay,
the guy
my
that's
bad.
on the show. Tommy Davidson is actually a big comedian.
I see. Okay.
Semi, like.
My bad.
So,
I got the Tommies confused.
Tommy Davidson he's on the show. He's talking to Martin, whatever, on Martin's radio show, and he's like, and they have a good interview. Like they had a good time. It was a good interview, and Tommy Davidson's like, you know, yo, anytime you in Hollywood, look me up. I got you. Bam. Ending the interview. Martin flies out to Hollywood, California, goes to Tommy Davidson's talk show, and goes, yo, you remember you say you gonna have me on? And Tommy Davidson's like, that was a Hollywood invite. You wasn't really supposed to come.
Yeah, like that's just I'm telling you, that's funny, yo. Cause I'm not like that's just a thing that people say, man.
Yeah.
Like I can see Meek saying that, and it's like, yo, like it's different levels right now, Beans. And honestly, like Beans, you played yourself on this one, man. You look so out of touch. You look so out of the game. Like I've lost some. I mean, Beans always gonna be Beans. You know what I mean? Those old Rockefeller days I'll always hold like near and dear.
Yeah.
But this new Beans, like, and you still on your old BS, like, you're done.
Like, you not that guy no more.
Yeah, you're done.
You can harp about it all you want. You not that guy.
Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, man, if this done, out of all this, what it's made me do is, I mean, like me personally, it's made me kind of root for Meek a little more.
Yeah.
Cause I'm rooting for you, Meek. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, whether you like him or not, like I feel like he's better than this. I really do believe like he is better. And then Beans is trying to say the whole thing. Oh, I tried to talk to Meek. I tried to put him on. He should have had his boys. He should have his boys getting paid and this and that. You ain't put nobody on.
You ain't put your boys on.
Exactly.
Your boys are on all these radio shows talking about how you was shady.
You didn't put nobody on.
You's a shyster.
Hove and Dame, they put you in a position to win.
And you ain't want to win.
You had to win a lotto ticket.
You want to stay on the block.
Yeah, so it's like if I'm Meek, my nigga, like, why I gotta listen to you? I'm not. I know Hove.
I remember Hove said some joint like I think Bean got in some trouble, whatever, and they were trying to talk about like how he called up Hove, and Hove was just like, word, yeah, and then Hove's response was like, what were you doing there?
Exactly.
I got you a jet.
Yeah, that was the Memphis Bleak. That was exactly that was the Memphis Bleak.
Okay.
Exactly. He was like, yo, like that's the way Hove is. Like, yo, why you was in that situation? What we got a jet for?
And he tried to turn it like Bean tried to turn it on Hove. Like Hove is a bad guy, whatever. Hove had a vision. He has a thing,
a plan.
You either with it or you not. Yeah. And clearly you was not with it. It's like, yo, for Hove to come on and try to save you or put you on, it's like I remember Hove said in an interview, he's like, yo, they asked him about the Bean thing back when he was doing Blueprint 3. And Hove was like, all right, so with the Beanie thing, we put him on. He had dope singles. We gave him a record label. We gave him state property.
That was yours to succeed.
We gave it to him. He said Beans had 2 Bentleys. Hope trying to be funny. He was like, yo, I don't know how you drive 2 Bentleys at once. Yeah. But he's like, yo, Beans had 2 Bentleys.
Yeah, they put him in movies.
He said he still had his mom living out in the sticks.
Yeah, damn, that's petty.
Let's keep. That was petty, but that's something you need to like take in. Like, you out here with two Bentleys. Yeah. You guys, your mom still living in the fucking hood.
Yeah, you wildin'.
And then on top of that, he goes, and then we give him a fashion line.
State property clothing.
And so he was basically like, what else do you want me to do for him?
Yeah. Talk
What
about.
else do you do?
Yeah. Talk
Like,
about,
come on, we
talk about
gave you opportunities.
Gone. Yeah.
I think the whole thing with Hov was like everybody think probably go, oh, but Hov was like, they felt like it was like a family thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then like, but Hov was like, once it's done, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I feel like when Hov said to you like, yo, we family, we rock, he had a mindset that y'all had his mindset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Business. So once he got to the point where he realized that y'all not with the business, y'all on something else.
Yeah, I want to talk
he
about.
He gotta leave y'all. Y'all stuck in the streets.
Yeah.
Y'all stuck on, like, Beans was stuck in the streets. He didn't want to elevate and leave the streets alone. You got a record label. Be a boss now.
Mm-hmm.
But he don't want to be a boss.
Not everybody's meant for that, though. That's the thing, too. It's like that mindset, and it's like, I feel like kind of like Beans and Dame Dash, all these guys to a certain extent, they hold that against Jay. Like,
I think Dame Dash, I feel like Dame Dash gets Jay, like, he understands. Like, I feel like they don't have like that kind of beef.
Yeah.
But I feel like the other guys, you talking about like Beans, Oshino,
Petey Crack, Freeway,
the Young Guns, like, they were like expecting something because Jay was talking the family stuff, and I get that because you from the streets, you're like, oh, but he said, yo, we were family, bro, it's just this and that.
But it was a family though. But it's like, yo, it's
but
like
the thing is, he outgrew you.
Yeah, exactly. He outgrew you. But not only that, is he tried to take you up. It's
he
like
tried to
he
take
tried
you
to take you up. I tried to take you with you. There's only so much I can do. You know what I mean? I can't like if I'm speaking.
And he could have stayed with them.
Yeah.
But if he would have stayed to help them, he would be right there. He
wouldn't. Yeah.
That's it. You can't help somebody and keep going up.
No.
You gotta get off the elevator and help them.
Yeah.
You can't stay on the elevator. That's just it. Don't. That's just.
It don't work.
That's it. You gotta either get off and help, or stay on and go up.
And I think it's like what Hov is like. You see, it's like, yo, dude, like, how many like jerseys can I wear? How many can I like have these funny hood stories? Have groupies on the tour bus? Like, I did that. And it's like at some certain point, it's like you gotta let the next generation do that. So it's like I can't do what these young boys are doing. That's theirs. I have my run.
Like, I remember Jay said when he had his Breakfast Club interview, he was like, yo, one day I was in the studio. I went to the studio and I'm telling all these guys like, yo, flood the market with your music. Yo, let's get to work. Flood the market because the 50 Cent guy is coming right now. He's like, yo, I told them.
I like that.
And they didn't make the moves. And then 50 came and it's done. Once 50 came in,
change the game.
All these guys are done. What are you gonna do?
Change the game. 50 changed the game. You want to talk about flood?
He came in.
You want to talk about someone who flooded the market? Exactly. That run, you still haven't even seen something like this now. You know what I mean?
He said came in. He was so strong that he was able to make Lloyd Banks a millionaire on his debut. Tony Yayo, Young Buck,
yeah.
All these other guys off of the strength of him.
Yeah.
He had a platinum plaque. He put the G-Unit album platinum plaque.
Then
Lloyd
Diamond?
Banks came,
Diamond too, yeah.
Yeah, Get Rich or Die Trying with Diamond.
Yeah.
Then Lloyd Banks came, plaque. Then Yale came,
plaque.
Come on.
Young Buck, yeah.
Like, just off the strength of him.
And that's crazy that Hov saw that. I never heard that before.
Yeah, he said it. He's like, yo, this tsunami's coming through, and then you gotta wait. So once he has it, you can't come out.
No, you can't.
So now you wait. When that wait is over, when you see like after the massacre, you see like the decline's happening, but you can't come out now. Who wants to hear Petey Crack now?
No, you done.
Who wants to hear Beanie now?
You done because what 50 was, he was you on steroids. You know what I mean? Bigger.
The sound, and at this point, the sound is changing.
Yeah.
Kanye's coming in.
Now where's your lane? You don't got a lane.
You don't got a lane. You're done.
You don't.
Nobody want to hear that gangster rap right now.
We want to hear that. Now we got Drake in. Now what are you doing?
Drake's coming in. Kanye's over there with 808s and heartbreaks. You're done.
It's a heartbreaks. You're right. Yeah, that's what.
You're done. Yeah,
you're done. You're done. Now it's a whole different lane. Now there's no lane for you, Beans. There's no lane.
You're over. Cause Kanye already beat out 50 Cent, so gangster rap is dead. It's dead.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like I really want Meek to win, because he's the last. He's like the last one that's kind of really holding on to that. You know what I mean? And it's like for him even to be successful as he is right now is an achievement in my book. You know, and even I feel like like Beans kind of holds some anger towards Kanye. Like, you know, every interview I hear him say, he always brings up that incident where he saved Kanye in a diner.
Yeah.
Like, all right, bro, you saved me. But, you know, you talk about this family thing, and it's like, yo, like, at that point in the early 2000s, like, it was real. So it's like, you came through and you saved Kanye. But it's like, I feel like he's kind of like that uncle that's like, hey, remember that one time I bought you that ice cream? Like, it's like, dude, like, all right, you saved me. That's great. I'll always be in debt to you. But, like, at that time, Beans, you probably would have saved anybody. Not only that, it's like you live for a situation like that, and it's like, does Kanye, because a situation popped off on tour and you had to come through, and what was the line he said? He's like, I took penitentiary chances.
Yeah, he said that. He definitely.
That was
said
no, I like that line. I was like, okay.
Said that. I like that. I was like,
ah, you did, but you did.
But that's real.
That's real.
Because I remember hearing it when they did Kanye talked about it.
Kanye talked about it too.
Talked about it too on his thing. Yeah. So I remember it. I was like, yeah, that's dope. That's gangster.
That's yeah. And
at that point,
that's
gangster. Yeah. Like, I get that. Like, he saved Kanye. Kanye getting held up, pressed up.
You know, but he came through. Yeah. So it's like, but what? Everywhere Ye go, he gotta hold you down. Ye gotta put you on the album. Ye gotta give you a beat. He gotta give you a feature. Come on, you gotta. At the end of the day, it's like yeah, you know, it's family, right? But I help my family. But if you know what I mean, if the fam don't want to work, you can't. What's the saying? You can't lead a horse to. You can lead a horse to water if he don't want to drink it.
You can't make him.
If my man don't want to drink it, he don't want to drink it.
Like you had like Oshino said in an interview, like if Beans was a good leader, State Prop still be popping right now. Not like back then, but they would still be relevant. You know, like State Prop dropping some other joint. Like there should be no reason, because I agree with that. Like all those guys were spitters. Each and everybody, even though they were all spitters.
Oskino, PD
they
Crack,
all make music.
The Young Gunners.
They all make music.
Not for nothing.
Oshino, Sparks,
yeah.
PD, Young Gunners. Yeah. I mean, Oshino and Sparks were making hits for Jay.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
They all rap.
Jay and Dane, like they gave Freeway. They gave him a dope like squad.
And honestly, there might still be just a Rockefeller right now. If not for Jay, I feel like it was Jay looking at the whole landscape with Dame doing
fashion, the movies,
Cam, and then
Dipset.
moving around, and then with the State Prop, I think he was like looking like, yo, if this ain't gonna work,
yeah,
and he made his move.
Yeah, I could see him definitely taking a lay of the land.
Like, yo, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah, it's not because you know what it is too. Times like you know somebody's tendencies, and it's like you can see like things happen for a reason. People's work ethic, you can see the way they're moving. And it's like, yo, the way he's moving, it's just like it's not like what I want to do.
Exactly.
And you could really see that through the way Beans is still handling this Meek Mill situation to this day. To this day, it's like, yo, bro, we over that. I think Beans gotta be at least 40.
He's up there.
You know what I mean?
One lung.
He got one lung.
Hold on, Rosa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to call my mom right now.
Oh man. Uh-oh.
Try to get her to bring some beers in here.
Let's see.
Yes, Gary.
Oh, she picked up. Can you go in the refrigerator? Go in the fridge.
Huh?
Go in the fridge.
You want me to go in the fridge?
Yes, go in the fridge.
For what?
To get 2 beers.
Ladies, go get in there and get your brother 2 beers out of the refrigerator.
It's at the bottom.
Go in the refrigerator, open the bottom thing, and get 2 of those beers and take it to the door to the alcoholic in the room.
The alcoholics.
Yeah. That,
oh man.
He called me to tell me because he couldn't walk out the room. He must be drunk already. Go in the bottom, pull it out, and don't drink no alcohol when you get over.
Go bring those alcoholics.
Take 2 bottles of beer. to that alcoholic in there that needs AA. Guys, take 2 and go sit him in front of his door. I guess he can stand
No,
there.
open the door.
Yeah, sit him in front.
No, open the door. Open the door. Open the door.
Now, knock on it, put it down so you can knock.
Open the door.
Yeah, open the door.
No, just open it.
Let me open the door.
Open the door, he said. He said, just open the door and hand it to the alcohol.
Thank you
Go ahead.
very much.
Oh, you finished now?
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
You're on the podcast now, Ma.
The first mom on the podcast. I like that.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, the first mom on the podcast. I like that one, Taj. That was a nice touch right there.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, I remember one time I came. I think I was like rolling out of the house. We had too much to drink, and then your mom was like, "Man, I can't believe you got him drunk, Taj."
Yeah, he said you got that nice white boy drunk. That's exactly what you said.
Yeah, you should be
I can't believe
ashamed
you got
of yourself.
that nice white boy drunk. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's exactly what you said to me. I was rolling.
Oh man, you know what? His moms always like me, man. They always. It might be because I'm white, but they always, you know, they're like, you know what? You should hang out with him. That's a nice kid. They always feel like that. Oh man, but I think Taj, honestly, man, I think we gave this Beans conversation. I think we gave it too much.
Too much energy. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm over it.
I want to transition to some young rappers. Some of the new
the
hits.
future.
The future, exactly. You got Lil Yachty.
Ooh.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Oh yeah. Lil Uzi Vert. That's the man.
These are the boys who are making them hits right now.
They are making hits.
So an interview came out with Lil Wayne. They were talking to him. They were like, you know, what do you think about these new rappers? They asked about Lil Uzi Vert. They said, what do you think about Lil Uzi, Lil Yachty? Lil Wayne pretty much said, hey, I didn't even know these are real names right now. Who are you talking about?
He
and
said that.
I couldn't help but chuckle, and it's like, you know what I mean? Because like to these young boys, like Wayne is like their guy. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he's their Jay to a certain extent. I think he also said like 21 Savage and these names, and Wayne really had no idea who these people were.
Nah, he literally. This was a New York Times. No, not New. Yeah, New York Times interview. I just pulled it up for y'all because you know.
Give him the verbatim. Give him the verbatim quotes. Yeah.
So the question was, are there rappers in the new school that are motivating you? Are you keeping up with Yachty, Uzi Vert, 21 Savage, Kodak? And Lil Wayne was like, I swear to God, I didn't know you were saying people's names just now. So that should probably answer that question. I just knew my own thing.
We got Lil Wayne here in the building.
Weezy F baby.
Yeah. I'm so happy we got Wayne to call in just to read the quote himself again.
I do it for the people.
That's good. I like that one. We might fake that one next time, you know?
I like that.
Until we get some, you know.
What up, Jay Farrow?
There you go. That's right. I would think Jay Farrow he would charge us if like we were like, yo, we want to do an interview and we want to make believe like, you know, like Jay-Z's here or like Lil Wayne is here.
He probably would charge us.
Yeah, I feel like we could have got him. Like
I feel like we could have got him earlier.
Early, right? Yeah, we slack. Any impersonators, you know.
We messed up.
We'll try, but
I think we still get him for free though. I feel like
maybe not for free, but
well, once he hears this, nah. But
yeah, right. But what do you think about it? Like Wayne just pretty much kind of shitting on the new school.
I like it.
Same.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I want more of it.
And bars out there, man.
That's what we need, yo. Cause it's like, especially for somebody like Lil Wayne, cause he's still like at a place where these guys know Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
They probably listen to his music, whatever,
I'm saying,
whatever.
They look. I feel like these young boys, like that was their guy. Like
I want these guys' feelings to be hurt.
They
should.
should.
I feel like if somebody like Lil Wayne,
don't know who I am.
Feelings. Yeah. It hurt their feelings. Even though I saw a tweet from who was it? Uzi Vert. He just wrote like some slick joint. He was just like, "Nice to meet you, Lil Wayne," and he added him or whatever. But even to do that means that you was hurt.
He was hurt.
Like, you was hurt. These guys were all hurt by that. Because this Lil Wayne, it's not like Jay-Z, Nas, Method Man. You know what I'm talking? Not no older rappers. It's Lil Wayne. And y'all all look up to Lil Wayne.
Let me tell you something. I'm about to go on a quick little rant. Let me
Do it. We haven't had a Rosa rant. I don't think we have in a long time.
I think it's been a while, but let me tell you something. I think the last one, Mello got the last one with the Olympics. But Uzi, Savage, Kodak, Yachty, you don't deserve. Let me say, you don't deserve to have Wayne know your name. You are in the internet space getting 2 million, 3 million views by the same hipster kids watching your videos over and over again. The internet got you messed up because you're not big.
Don't get gassed.
Lil Wayne shouldn't even know your name because you got one hit. Because we millennials, but even the younger millennials are, YouTubing you, and you get 50,000 likes on Instagram. There's millions of people outside, and the internet really got you gassed up because it's like you feel like you should be in that conversation. You know what Wayne had to do to get hot? You know what Wayne had to do to get on? Let me tell you something. Wayne was putting out hits and was still nobody. Carter 1, Carter 2, even before that, Bling Bling. He was Cash Money. He was pretty much writing everything in there, with the exception like Juvenile and those stuff. But he was putting in that work, and nobody even really cared about him until he started going on people's beats. 2006, 2007, non-stop bars, verses, hooks. Then Wayne became the person he was. What? Because you got a good song, Broccoli. I don't even know what these guys' songs are. The names. Taj, I don't even know that. I'm
about to give you a count real quick. Hold on, keep talking.
I don't even know the names of their songs, Taj. And then you got, because you good on the internet, because you get 50,000 views. Taj, they don't even sell no albums, Taj. Even the streams, their stream game isn't that crazy. And it's like.
Let me give you a little quick number.
Go ahead.
From 2002 and I stopped to 2012, Lil Wayne dropped 20 mixtapes.
These kids can't even drop 20 songs.
20 mixtapes.
Taj, I'm not even songs. Taj, they can't even give you 20 bars. Taj, they can't give you 20 bars.
Because they can't rap.
So it's like, yo, Wayne doesn't know your name and you mad?
Wayne did 20 mixtapes.
Yo.
Don't make me pull out the features. Wayne did 20 mixtapes, and I stopped. I purposely stopped at 2012. See, I don't want to say nothing. I stopped at that point before all these new guys came out. 2012, 20 mixtapes, and 20 like, dope mixtapes, not 20 whatevers. 20 dope mixtapes.
Dedication.
Like you cannot deny anything that came out 2012 prior that that shit was dope.
Can't. And these kids can't give me 20 bars, Taj. They it's like
give you two.
They start
before they start singing.
Exactly, Taj. They start with the verse. They give you about 3 or 4 bars. They do a verse again. 3 or 4 bars. They do the verse again, and they probably end with the verse. And it's like they mad because you know why mad? Why they mad? That's because they have this false sense of entitlement.
Oh yeah, they got it.
You ain't pay your dues.
You ain't pay no dues, bruh.
Dig in your pockets and pay homage.
You gonna start checking all you young rappers.
Yeah, like yo, and you know what?
After y'all can't rap.
After they hear this, they might, oh y'all old.
We haters now. We in the hater zone now. Right?
Oh, you a hater, old dude. Let them live.
But you can't rap, bruh.
But it's like, yo,
I put you in a circle with a bunch of rappers. You gonna look crazy.
Not gonna lie, Taj. I was watching the BET Hip Hop Awards, right? The Cypher, New York. We in the A Boogie, Young Ma, MA, whatever you call it, Don Q. They went in the Cypher. Dave East. I really like Dave East Cypher. I'm a big Dave. I think Dave East, out of all of
Dave East
them,
raps.
is doing it the right way. Me personally, but it's
He's a
like,
rapper.
yo, you know what you had to do to get into a BET cipher? Before? They used to have Fab, Jada, Jewels. A Boogie, you got one song that Fab got on, maybe two songs, whatever, in my bag or my shit, whatever. But it's like, yo, you ain't deserve that. Young M.A., you got one song.
She got one song.
One song.
But she can spit.
She can spit, but she can spit. Her, out of all, I like Don Q's verse.
Don Q can definitely spit.
Don Q can spit.
He
but it's like,
BX all day.
yeah, I like Don Q, but it's like,
High Bridge.
but
I got you, bro.
You ain't pay your dues to get in there.
Nah.
Young M.A. they ain't know about you 4 months ago. A Boogie 6 months ago. You ain't pay because you got one song. 10 million views on YouTube. You know people listen to YouTube to get a song. They don't download songs. So it's like, yo, I'm gonna listen to this song. I'm gonna play it on YouTube. 10 million. It might be honestly the same 2 million people might listen to your song 5 times.
Ooh.
And you got 10 million listens to a song. So it's like, yeah, you got in views, but you ain't earned this. Pay your dues, man.
You gotta put in some work. Young Ma, I like you. I seen some of your freestyles. I like you.
She can flow too.
I like you.
I like the second
This
single.
ain't about you.
It's not about, I like the second single she has, like in the summer or something like
Don
that.
Q,
You can flow.
you flow. I like you. A Boogie, it's sketchy because I've heard your freestyle and you start singing and stuff and
Yeah.
they songs, but you on the line with me. You on the line. I gotta hear something else.
Out of all the New Yorkers, I like Dave East the most and Don Q.
Dave East is certified.
Yeah, he's
You know
certified.
what? Nah, certified you, so you certified for me. Once the OG do it,
Yeah.
I respect it.
You know what it is, Ty? It's like I feel like he's doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Just got this new mixtape that came out.
Kyrie Channel.
Carrie, I think he named after his daughter. The mixtape before that, I think it was like Hate Me Now. I like that. He got like 5-6 mixtapes in the game. You good. But these young boys, one hot song. Anybody got a hot song, Taj?
The song is whatever. A hot song is that's it.
That's it.
It's a hot song. Like it got popular. And thinking popular nowadays, not that difficult. We got the internet. Internet is at its prime right now.
It's crazy, man.
So it ain't nothing for nothing to get out there.
Yeah.
You put the right visual behind it or the right Vine guy retweets your joint, you good.
You good. Definitely.
So, that's the thing. That's how it is nowadays. That's how you get guys like, Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi Vert. Like, I've heard his mixtapes. I don't think the guy is like a talented rapper at all.
He's not.
But he's a quote, 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 super quote, rock star. So I get it. Whatever. But as far as like songs go, he doesn't even sing that much. Like Lil Yachty does more like a singing melody thing. So I get why he's so appealing and catchy. Lil Yachty just like a rough Future kind of like rapping, but he's singing, but he's rapping it, and it's just he's not good. Like little Uzi Vert is not that good, and that's the problem. It's like these guys that aren't that good are on top. They're the mainstream right now. That's weird. That's super weird. And like little Uzi Vert has a legit big fan base.
You know what, Taj? I got Maddie called me right now. Let me ask her if she knows who Lil Uzi Vert is. Let me pick up this phone call. Maddie,
Yes.
you on the podcast right now with Tachi and me?
Stop.
Yeah, you on it? It's too late. Who's Little Uzi Vert? Hello? She hung up.
She said, nah.
But I'm saying, like, nobody knows who these people are. Like, nobody, like, you, it's the same 50,000 people who know you. And it's like, yes, they just listen to your music over and over again. Cool, you got 50,000 fans. You know what it takes to go gold, Taj? You need 10 times that.
That's true.
You need 500
Here's the thing.
to buy it, and that's the thing. Tosh, I'm not even saying you don't even got 50,000 fans that'll buy your work. They'll just listen to it on YouTube and watch it. Come out their pockets and pay $10. You don't even.
That was always my thing with streaming and YouTube, like, and with people investing into certain artists.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're investing because you think they got all these views or followers, but you're not. Are you really understanding that they got all of this for free?
Mm-hmm.
There was no money involved. I listen to all these guys for free. You think I would listen to Little Uzi Vert if I had to pay money? Never in my life. After hearing whatever he put out for free, I would be like, hell no. There's no way. This guy is not doing anything for me. Nothing. I don't get his music. I don't understand it. Not because I'm old, but because it's not understandable. It's stupid.
Yeah. I think you said this before. It's like, yo, we are not vetting these boys. And it's like,
I did say that, guys.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest things I've heard. You know what I mean? That probably one of the top, maybe, man, you said a lot of good stuff, so maybe top 20. You know what I mean? I probably put that top 20. Because, like, it's so true. It's like, yo, we can't be letting these kids in our realm, in our game. This is ours.
You gotta, aside from that, like, understand, like, yo, most of the people supporting these guys at the concerts, it's probably white kids, whatever. But to make them popular, it's poor black people, black and Latin people making these people popular.
Yeah.
You getting them to that point where they could be millionaires. It's us. We doing that.
Yeah.
So why you putting your time into these people that are, they're not rappers.
Yeah.
They don't make hip hop music.
They make pop catchy songs, and it's like, to quote, we spoke about Beans earlier. To quote him, like, a lot of these young boys, you ain't qualified.
They're not qualified. Beans, that's the one thing you got right in that Breakfast Club interview.
You ain't qualified.
You're not qualified. That's when we said to Charmaine, I was like, you know what?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
You're
on.
not qualified.
You're not qualified to
When you
ask me
said that?
these gangster real questions. You're not
I
qualified.
was like, you know what, Charmaine? You're not qualified.
Yeah, you ain't. It's like, it's true. And it's like, yo, these dudes ain't qualified to be rap, yo.
You're not qualified.
You don't.
And you don't even want to be qualified. You're not like.
Dude, you know what? I don't know if it was Lil Uzi or Lil Yachty. I can't remember with the two. Where, like, him and his boys was like, yo, Drake is better than Biggie and Tupac.
That was Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty. Like,
That was
come
Yachty.
on, man. When I heard that statement alone, I said, yo.
But I think Lil Yachty
was trolling, right?
He's selling on that right now, trolling. It started from the Hot 97 thing with Ebro. And I think now he's, like, trying to capitalize off trolling. Even though he probably really means that, because what does he know about Tupac? This kid is like 20.
But still, that honestly, if you don't do your research, you don't do your homework.
Like, good music is good music. It's timeless.
It's true.
Good music is timeless. So you're absolutely right. Because, like, even when I got into Tupac, I was like a little, like, I knew when he died,
we were like maybe like 10 years old, 9 years.
No, I was a little younger than that. But it's like, but I wasn't listening to Tupac.
Like 7. You're right.
I wasn't listening to Tupac.
I had no idea who Tupac was.
But when I got into his music, I was like, this is amazing. So it's like, good music is timeless.
Honestly, I was listening to Tupac last week. I was listening to I don't know why. I was just like, I was doing like a deep. You ever get like into a YouTube dive and you just looking at stuff, and like, yeah, I was listening to
all the time. That's the worst thing.
Yeah, like I was just like, I don't know how I got up there, but then I was like, you know what? I had a couple drinks in me. I was like, you know what? I'm listening to some Tupac right now.
Exactly.
One of my favorite Tupac songs all time, "Unborn Child."
Ooh.
With the girls, I'm writing you a letter. This is like, and then I just got into more Tupac songs. It's like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, dude, for you to say like, come on, like, Drake.
But in this time and age,
in this time, I get it, but still,
they
like,
don't care. Like, these kids, the kids that like Little Uzi Vert, like Little Yachty, they don't care. They don't care, but more so, they don't know. Like, most of these kids, they haven't heard a Tupac song.
And it's like, they don't know, they don't care. So why are we letting them in?
Cause we suckers.
Pretty much, we suckers. Yeah, we letting them in. We letting these kids in without paying their dues, man. You're not, you know what I mean? You're not like, not respect, even like the old timers, the Jays, even before the Method Mans, they pay respect to the Rakims, to the KRS Ones, you know what I mean, to the Public Enemies, you know what I mean, they held them down, and it's like you guys are like not
But,
showing.
you know, it's hard for like us and people like that were a little older than us, because it's like it kind of with Jay-Z, because he came out with that, you know, you can't knock the hustle.
No.
At the end of the day, it's like, yo, because if you hate. If however somebody gets on, let them get on. But we can't do that. Yeah. We gotta like let that go. Like,
yeah, but they could be on touch. They could be popping.
But they
you
can't
not
be rappers.
You not rap.
That's the
You
thing.
not
We're
rap.
letting them be rappers.
You not rap. You're not rap. You're not hip hop. You pop.
We're letting them go. Oh, you know what? You're black.
There you go.
So you're a rapper. I get it. I ain't hating on you. The kids like it. I get it. The kids like it because they only hear you. Mm-hmm. They only hear this sound.
It's true.
Imagine, like, it's not like they hear like what we heard. They only hear what they hear. Mm-hmm. And that's Little Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty, A Boogie. And I like A Boogie, but he still does, you know, the norm, the whole singing thing. You know, it's,
and I get it. Like they're not the first rappers to sing.
No,
but
no,
like
no,
even 50 sang. No matter how
everybody sung, but it's like,
but he had
how you do it.
Exactly.
Like 50
exactly.
sung, but you knew 50 could rap.
Ja Rule sang,
but you knew Ja Rule could rap.
Exactly.
It's
Drake,
like,
even no matter who's writing Drake's bars.
But look at the common denominator with all these guys. Yeah, they all started singing, but before they started singing, they were all rapping. They rapped. That's all they did. Mm-hmm. There was no singing and rapping. They all rapped, so you knew that they rapped. Mm-hmm. But the new guys, they all singing,
and we don't know if they can rap.
We have no idea. We have no clue if they can rap. Zero clue.
Zip zero. Stingy with De Niro.
But they all singing and we all calling them rappers.
And it sucks, man. It really does. And you know what really gets me mad, Touch? It's like the old timers, whatever, the quote unquote, right now it should be a passing of the guard.
Yeah.
It should be a passing of the guard, whatever. The Jays, and I feel like they did that. The Jays, the Nas's of the world, you know what I mean? They passed that torch. The Dr. Dre's, whatever, they passed that torch to the Drakes, the Kendricks, the Coles. Those pretty much are the three right now. Those are the three, whether you like them or not, right?
Don't like Cole.
I know, but that's what I said. Whether you like them or not, but that's for the story. But whether you like it or not, those are the three right now.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like they can't say nothing about these young boys because they're looked upon as haters. Mm-hmm. That's why you see Drake bring an A Boogie on stage. When Fetty Wap is hot, you see Drake. He gets on. Yo, let me get on his hook my way.
Yeah.
I gotta do it because the internet and this, you know what I mean. This generation.
It's gonna. Well, for Drake, I get it. It's smart actually because it's like him or not, I'm gonna make this. He's gonna help me out. I'm gonna get way more popping because I'm gonna kill this right now.
But Jay and Nas wouldn't have did that.
No. But they couldn't have. Like, if Jay would have got somebody track and started doing whatever that artist was doing, like imagine if Jay would have jumped on one of Kanye's 808 tracks.
Or even before like, that.
Jay, you bugging out.
Even before that, even the Joe Buttons, Pump It Up.
But he got him Pump It Up.
But Joe Buttons wanted him to get on it.
And he took Pump It Up, honestly.
He took Pump It Up, but
yeah.
But Buttons wanted him to get on it. And Hov was like, yo, I don't gotta get on your song. You're not on my level to get on your song right now. Like we not in the same league. We not even playing the same game. You got one song. I got
Pump It Up was popping.
Pump It Up was popping.
Pump It Up was popping when it came.
But think about Hov. It's like at that time it was like, yo, you got a hot song. I got albums, brother. But it's like in this league right now, in this time that we in right now, it's like, oh, you got a hot song? Bet I gotta get on it. I'm Drake. Fetty Wap, you popping? I gotta get on it. And it's like it's because of the internet and because of like this mentality where it's like, yo, ADD, like I need the next thing hot, and it's like it's messing up our our rap because our quote unquote like the leaders of the new school, they can't treat these kids the same way that they would, you know what I mean, that the older timers treated them, because like you come across as, I'm a hater, I'm old, you ain't let the young boys chilling, like what, and it's like it sucks because like we letting anybody in.
There's no betting, man. There's no betting. It's just like, you know what? Are you popular? You good.
You good. Oh, you got 1 million views? You good.
You good. You good.
You know what, Toch? I think we're giving these young boys enough talking for one day, and a good talking to, before we come across as the old timers.
Yeah, no, I think we already reached that. We already hit it. Yeah.
We definitely did. But you know what? Somebody gotta check them, if not us. You know, it's tough times out here, Toch.
It is.
Tough times. Crazy times in politics. You know, this has been probably one of the most talked about. The ratings are through the roof. I saw upon the ratings of like MSNBC, CNN, Fox.
They're loving this.
All-time highs. You know what's crazy? Is football, #1 sport in America for years. The ratings have dropped in football. The ratings dropped everywhere, but the ratings dropped in football. That just goes to show you how much this Trump and Hillary presidential election means. Because every day, because it's like even the conservative football fan is not turning on ESPN. Thursday night game, they're not turning on football. Sunday night, they're not watching football. They're watching MSNBC, CNN, the debates, what Trump said today. It's crazy right now, man, Toch. Honestly, like the low blows, the we're not even talking about policies right now, Toch. It's talking about, oh, you said this, you did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Emails this. You know, derogatory comments this from Trump. You know what I mean? And it's like, Toch, like the fact that it's gotten this far, like, shows you like what type of country this is. You know what I mean? It's like it you know what I mean, it has one person thinking. It's like, you know what I mean, like every empire eventually falls. You know what I mean? Roman Empire fell. No matter how great, you know what I mean, a civilization is, eventually they fall. And it's like watching this election, this debate, it's just it show. I don't know. To me, it shows. I was
talking about this actually,
like a huge disconnect, man. Like I just go ahead
about the whole thing, because I was literally talking about cause one of my people was talking to me, like, you know, how, you know, this is crazy about, you know, America being behind, and if you know, compared to other countries right now, this and that, and how America is like not the greatest nation right now, and all that stuff. And you know, I had to like kindly, like, I had to say to them, you know, like, I know it's hard to realize this, but America is still one of the youngest countries.
Yeah.
Like, this is a young country.
1776.
If you compare it to like Great Britain, or you know,
a lot of countries in Europe,
all the countries in Europe,
extremely
the countries
young.
in Asia, you know, this is America is a young, like, we're young.
Honestly,
so
I mean, think about it, like, yeah, 1776, 2016, we're talking, what, 230 years, maybe, you know what I mean? Oh, no, 1776. I mean, we had a couple drinks in there, so I'm thinking
I can hit Google with it real quick.
I'm going to say 240. Yeah.
240, that's kind of young. I'm going 400 something.
No, 1776. That's when we declared our independence.
Damn, I fucked up there. I got to stick with that.
2016. Yeah, I'm going to say 240, Touch. I'm a couple...
238 years old.
All right, there you go. All right, I was off by a couple of years. Like,
and I was off by 200 years.
Yeah.
So, but that's my point.
No, we're still.
This is a young country, and we have to hit those lows that these old ass countries have already hit, that we already studied in history. Like, we can't expect to be flying high forever. Like, we're gonna hit. Number one, we got to hit our bottom. Like the Great Depression was not our bottom.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna hit some lows. It's gonna happen. This is a super young country, and we're still learning, and we're still understanding ourselves and our foundation. And this country specifically is the most diverse country
Ever.
How many? Listen, look at Japan. Look at China.
All the same people.
Bingo. And you have to understand that is a huge, like, you have to really sit and think how huge that is. That you have a country where there's only one type of color.
And you're still
one type of
argue.
people. Think about, like, Denmark.
Yeah.
Like,
pretty much every
the
country.
race is white.
Yeah.
This is what you are. There's no... The United States has black, Latin, white,
Asian,
and then Asian,
China,
Middle Eastern, which
everything,
is kind of
everything.
Asian, whatever.
Everything, Taj.
Everybody's here, and you're talking about learning how to. That's not an overnight thing. That's a long time thing. That's a fight. That's wars. That's dissidents. That's a lot of things till we figure out how to do it. United States is like no other country in the world. None. There's no country like the United States of America.
None.
Zero. That has this kind of diversity.
No, we're a collection of immigrants.
There's no country like this. So we're dealing with a problem that is new. It seems old because you talk about civil rights movement and all that stuff, but that's focusing on certain racial groups. You know?
Yeah. When you put it in the context of like, we're 1776, and these countries were founded in like 1400s. You know what I mean? Like 1200s.
It's a whole different ball.
We're talking about, you can't even think about the time difference. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't even know. So it's like that point, Taj, is great. Like, you see, what I mean? Remember I told you a couple minutes ago you said about like 20 top things. That's a good one right there. That's because I didn't think about it like that before. I didn't think about it of like, yo, this is the lowest of low. The way I've been really seeing it, it's like Trump, because it's like me, you, a lot of our listeners, whatever, like, we live in New York City.
Yeah.
So it's like New York
Boiling
City
pot.
is different than America.
Yeah.
Like, it's you're talking about middle America, Arkansas, Nebraska, and New York City? You're talking about two different worlds. Literally two different worlds. So it's like, when I see Trump and the traction he's gaining, well, that he had, because right now he's losing some points on the poll because of some things, but either way, the fact that he made this far just shows me, like, there's Trump, because like we live in this liberal world, HBO, MSNBC, TV, all these shows. It's like being liberal is cool, you know what I mean? Because we're diverse, whatever. But it's like there's millions of people that are nervous from the things that Trump says. 100%. Nervous when he says, "Oh, there's ISIS coming to attack us." Dude, you know what the odds of ISIS coming out here? Yeah, dude just put a pressure cooker bomb and the media blew it out of proportion. I got more odds of, getting stopped by a cop and getting killed than ISIS. I'm not worried about ISIS, man. That's the other side of the world. But it's like Trump does this fear factor thing where he's like, we gotta stop Muslims coming in. Oh, middle America, you don't got any jobs? You wanna know why you don't got no jobs? Because of the Mexicans. And it's like, people believe that.
Because they want to believe something.
They want, exactly. That's because the middle-aged American C student in high school in the 60s, the 50s, the 70s used to get a house, used to get a car, had a good life because they were American. But let me tell you something. Right now, all your jobs are being outsourced. You don't got those privileges no more. You can't be a C student in Virginia and get a home because you're competing with the world. You're not competing with your neighbors anymore. All these jobs, if you're not ahead of the curve, you're already behind. So it's like all these people want to get behind Trump because they think that Trump is going to bring jobs back and make America great. Your granddaddy's America is gone. There is no, hey, we the good old boys and we get our jobs. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I want to take a quick second because I feel like people don't know their generation.
Go ahead, Tosh.
Because I was that guy for a while. I was like, yo, but how do they classify it? So I want to give you guys a whole little breakdown of all the generations. So yeah, I know, so this is American only. I don't know how it goes in anybody else's country because I know we got listeners all over the world.
That's right.
But,
we did. It was Canada. Somebody from Germany hit us up once.
Yeah, all over.
I like that.
But here in America, here's how it goes. So the lost generation, the generation of 1914, the birth started at 1890, and the birth ended at 1950. So the oldest of those guys today is 101. There are plenty. There's literally about, I want to say, 23 people that are still alive that are older than 101. So they're part of that generation. The next is the interbellum generation, and that's from 1901 from 1913. So they have it broken down. So the one I said before, the oldest person from that generation is 126 years old.
So not too many of those around.
And the one from the one I just mentioned, the interbellum generation, is 115 years old. Crazy. All right, so next generation, the greatest generation. That's
like
from
that.
1910 from 1925. The oldest is 106 years old from that generation.
I'm like, you know how real you gotta be to be called the greatest generation. I like that.
Crazy. That's some
I like
old.
that.
That's
I like that.
That's some old school joint. Yeah, that's old school.
I like that.
Next, the silent generation. That's from 1923, the golden era, to 1944.
Okay.
The oldest alive is 93 years old. That's crazy because my great grandma is part of the silent generation.
The silent generation. That's like that.
And my great uncles.
Like that prohibition type thing.
Yeah, when they was just.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
They be getting money.
Yeah.
The money was flowing in.
Quiet. I like that.
Out.
That's why they like.
Okay, the baby boomer generation.
You see, this is the one that gets the most
is from
publicity.
The war.
Yeah.
This is after
World War
II,
II, right?
II.
Yeah.
Starts at 1945, ends at 1964. My mom was born after that. Wow, that's crazy. But 1964. The oldest is 71 years old right now.
71. All right.
That's my grandma, actually. Okay. Yeah. After that, Generation X. Yeah, that's.
I think that's what my
we getting
parents are.
close
That's
now.
my parents. I think. Yeah.
That's from 1961 to 1979. That's my mom. That's my pop.
Yeah, exactly. And Todd, let me tell you something. This right here, all the Trump supporters, all that, what I told you about how like you be in the middle America, a C student, this is their parents. The people supporting Trump right now are in this generation and are the direct parent, have the direct like parents to these generations where quote unquote the good old days. From the 61 to 79, you was born in that. It was good. You were good.
79.
I want to know where we land. Keep it going, Tachi. Let them drop some knowledge on this.
This is real good stuff.
I like
right
this.
Here.
This is a good idea.
Now we going to Generation Y, which is also AKA the Millennials. That's from 1980 to 1995.
Okay.
When were you born, Rosa?
89, man. I just made the cut for the 80s.
We were millennials.
There you go.
So the youngest millennial today is 21. The oldest is 36.
All right, so we right about in the middle. We in the
right
middle.
there.
Yeah.
We're in the middle.
We in the middle.
Then we got Generation Z. That's my little sister because she's Generation Z starts at 1996.
Yep.
And it ends at 2010. My little sister was born, I want to say 2002, maybe one.
Yeah, she's in there. Z, yeah.
Now I'm gonna say this about Generation Z. Generation Z scares me because
Yeah.
currently I work with little kids that are born in this generation. Generation Z scares me.
Yo.
I'm not gonna front.
Yo, we were just talking about them. That's the you know what I mean, like the little Uzis, the little Yachties, these guys.
Generation Z scares me. The youngest from Generation Z is 6. The oldest is 20.
Damn.
20.
Of Generation Z. Damn. These kids ain't even ready to drink yet.
That's crazy. 20 years old. Ooh. But there's hope. There's the future. There's Generation Alpha. The youngest from Generation Alpha is 1. The oldest, 5. That means my daughter's in Generation Alpha.
You know what's crazy is half of them not even born yet in Generation Alpha.
They're still working on
it
that.
It ends at 2025.
Yeah.
Still working on it. You know, probably my kid will be in there, yeah.
Yeah, we're still working on that generation.
Yeah. The generational gap is huge, but it's like, it goes to show you, like, the way, you know what I mean, this debate is going. I mean, this debate, this election is going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like it's old versus, not new, but, like, you know, liberal. And it's like these old timers who are feeling like who were once the majority are now in the minority. And
they're fading out. Like Generation X.
Yeah.
They're fading out. And I think that
afraid, scared.
Yeah, that scares the hell out of them. Like, they're about to be irrelevant.
You're gonna go from a black president to a woman president, and it's like it takes the extreme in Trump to get these people, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like, I could back him because he's down for me, but at what cost? Touch, he was a video, I mean, was it some audio leaked where he was saying, oh, I'm a celebrity, I could grab women in there down theirs because I'm a celebrity, I could do what I want. 2 days before the presidential debate, Touch, no other candidate in the history of America would have, like, dude, that would have ended it. He was like, you know what? That was just locker room talk. Boys being boys. We just talking.
I felt several ways about this.
Go ahead, because
it's tough for me.
Because me and you in our time, we said some dumb stuff. And I will say this: boys will be boys, no matter how to our women listeners. No matter how double standard this may sound like, boys are gonna talk. They're gonna be dumb. They're gonna say stupid stuff, no matter whether they're 40 years old or whether they're 5 years old. But it's like, if you're gonna be the presidential candidate, you're gonna run our country. You're the president. Stuff like this can't come out. Touch, if Obama was running for president and something like this came out, you tell me, would he get that pass?
Nah,
no.
I mean, but that's the thing that's getting him what he is now. It's like people are so fed up right now with the same old, you know, political BS, censorship, you know, political the PC stuff.
So they like the reality.
That's what they want. And they're getting to a place like, you know, and that's why the Dems are so, like, cracking hard on him now. They're looking for this old footage of him saying, you know, crazy stuff, and it's like, because there's a chance that, you know, he might win, because Americans, middle Americans, and you're talking about Generation X, you're talking about some slightly younger baby boomers, they're at a point where they're fed up with PC.
Yeah.
So they hear him talking something that's real. Like, he's just talking off the cuff. He's just talking. And it sounds like barbershop talk. Or it sounds like drunk guy talk. And they like it. So it's like, it's scary, I guess. You know, but people want Hillary to win because, you know, she's the norm. She's a woman, but she's the norm. But that played the part too. She's a woman, and you know, you gotta really take into account how sexist this country is. Not even the country, probably the world. You know, and you gotta really put that into play, like how much men are not gonna be with a woman running
for the president,
the country. Now she's running for president. She's already doing that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but her actually winning, her actually being the president. Madam President. How many men are going to be with that? And it's like, in the back of my head,
not a lot.
That's not a lot.
To be honest with you, Taj, if you were to, like, have like a drug serum that made you tell the truth, and you asked every man in the United States,
do you want
a woman president? To be quite honest with you, as like man, you'd be lucky if 20% would say yes.
And a lot of men would say no.
A lot of men.
And only men will understand why. Like, it's not like some devious, like, we want women down thing, but, you know, women not going to understand that, but men understand why a man doesn't want a woman in charge. It boils straight down to, like, a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want a woman running the relationship?
Nah.
You don't.
You don't.
That's
It's
just
true.
natural.
It's true. You don't. You really don't. And it's like, honestly, like me personally, I'm be honest, like I really don't care if I wouldn't mind Hillary. I want Hillary to win. I want Hillary. I want to say I wouldn't mind. I want Hillary to win. But if a dude came to me and was like, yo, like, nah, I'm not cool with that because she's a woman, I'd be like, dude, like, you ignorant, but I kind of get it a little bit. Yeah, I understand.
You're at that place still, like, you know, you're still at that place where, you know, you want a man in charge, you know, you're thinking about, you know, how going to other countries, and then other countries that are men in charge, and like, yo, they're not going to take us seriously, you know, all this stuff like that. You're thinking about other things. Yeah.
You know, it's true, because other countries don't take women seriously either. Like you go to the Middle East, like, they don't even, women can't even drive cars in the Middle East. And it's like, dude, that's embarrassing, because, like, I'm all for, you know what I mean, women rights, and I'm, like, relationship, me and my girl, like, you know what I mean, like, everything's 50-50, but it's like, I get where that person's coming from. You know what I mean? It's like, but Trump is, like, the worst of all worst. He's down with Russia. He's cool with Russia. My man's like, yeah, Putin is cool. Come on, man. You can't, we don't mess with Russia. And it's like, the things he's saying is just so vulgar. Taj, let me tell you, imagine this, Taj. What if Obama would have had, like, 3 different kids from 3 different women, and he was running?
He would have lost.
He would have been killed in the media.
He would have lost.
Quote unquote, typical black man. The baby mom. My man Trump
He's done.
got, his wife is like 40 years younger than him.
And he had mad wives.
Yeah. But it's like he gets that pass because why? Oh, because quote unquote, that's just the way he is. Quote unquote, he's an a-hole. But that's not an excuse. That can't be an excuse. Oh, why'd you do that? I'm an a-hole. That's why. No, that's an excuse when you're in a relationship and, like, whatever, blah blah blah. Oh, he's an asshole. That's why he acts like that. But when you're the president of the United States of America,
Doesn't work.
It don't work like that. And it's like,
and that's how they're getting him right now. Because it's like, yo, yes, he's saying these crazy, not even dining room. This is like locker room talk.
Locker room talk.
He's saying locker room talk you're not supposed to say out loud.
And it's like, it's true. It's like, dude, me and you, we've been there. We've said stupid stuff.
You say it. It happens
all the time. Dumb stuff.
You know, honestly, I've been in the locker room, like, with my job. I've been in a locker room, and we talk about the most disgusting, stuff, dirtiest things. Like,
I'll be honest with you,
like when LeBron said, he came out, he was like, "Oh, nah, what about that in the locker room?" I said, "I don't know what locker room you've been in, LeBron. I don't know ones I've been in. The most dirtiest, disgusting things get said in that locker room."
I'll be honest with you, like, things I've said, like, will make, like, my mom and the women in my family will think twice. Like, yo, like, nah, that wasn't him.
We said the most disgusting thing, but and it's like, I don't know, it's something about the locker room. But after you get out, you think about it, like, yo, what were we talking about there? That's crazy. We can never say that.
But like, the thing is, though, Taj, it's like, me and you, we're not running for president. You gotta be bigger than that. You gotta be better than that.
But that's the thing. That's the thing.
But that's why people are relating to him.
But he's being real. Like, why be fake if you're running for president? Like, you know, like, it's a running joke. Like, as soon as Obama finishes his term, he's gonna pull out a pack of Newports and start smoking again.
My man wants to smoke a cigarette so bad.
But that's the running joke. Yeah. Like, as soon as he's done, a pack in his pocket, and he start smoking cigarettes. It's like, yo. Yeah. So they're looking for. I think everybody's looking for authenticity.
But it's like, at what point, Taj, is like when keeping the real goes wrong? Because it's like, Trump, you're being too real. You're saying too much. You're promising too much. He said, when I become president, I'm going to put a special task force to get Hillary arrested. He said, I'm going to get a special task force to investigate all those emails you deleted. And I'm going to get you rid. Like, my man, we got bigger problems right now than that. You talking about?
I know they definitely said, like, if I was president, you'd be in
jail. Yo, you can't have a man holding grudges in the Oval Office. You can't be worried about petty. I mean, like petty things like that. Man, so you'd be in jail. It's funny, like it's comical.
It's definitely comical. Like if Trump gets, I almost said Bush just now. That's crazy. Like I literally have to catch myself and say Trump.
Yeah.
I almost said Bush. But if Trump gets elected president right now,
Yeah.
we going to war
Well, with someone
immediately.
I think like
But if Hillary gets elected president, we're going to war later. So it's like
with Hillary, I feel like it's just the norm. Like it literally is just like, you know what, it's status quo.
exactly. So but that's my thing. It's like, you know what? Hillary is the smarter one, but she's BSing us.
You know, Nate Parker, and I feel bad, I haven't seen the movie yet, Birth of a Nation, the Nat Turner story. And like he's like, you know, when I was making this movie, you know, I gave this movie my all. I wanted the story to be told, and I was telling the story to my friends. They were reading the script, and he's like, you know, a lot of my friends were telling me like it's good, but yo, you need like a white person that's like down with Nate Turner. Like you can't, like all the white people in his movie Birth of a Nation were racist, and this was in the South. So in those times, of course, they were racist. But he was like that his boys and his close like contemporaries and peers were like, listen, the script is great, but the movie's not gonna be made because you need a white person that is like with Nat Turner that's like not a bad racist. Like you need like a white person in there that's like, hey, slavery's bad, I'm with you, Nat. Like, and it goes to the thing where it's like people don't want to relive that, and it's like now, and like kind of piggyback what your grandma says, like white people now, even if you still feel like that, it's like we sweep it under the rug. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, we cool, like we all together, but it's really not. But you know, to go back to the Hillary thing, it's like, do you want status quo, or the unknown, which is Trump? And it's like, I don't know if I don't want that. I want change, but it's like, if Trump really becomes our president, I think things will get so bad that good change will come for it. But are we willing to pay that cost, that time?
But that's the thing. It's like, you know,
are we willing to do that?
That was my thing a couple times. It's like, you know, it's like, yo, but if Trump becomes president and things go really south, we have no choice but to stand up.
No choice. But are we willing to pay that cost for the next generation?
That whole thing, like, but are they gonna get up and do it?
And
we do it?
Yeah, and we've had this conversation before. We're like, you know, a revolution. Everybody could talk. You know, the Twitter movements, the online movements, all this stuff is cool, and we can talk about it till we're blue in the face. But at the end of the day, nobody is willing to die for this because we love our iPhones. We like Instagram. We like Snapchat. We eat. You know what I mean? Like we might not have everything touched, but we're not hungry. You don't go. You know what I mean? You don't go hungry in every day. Nah. We got just enough to make us not want to lose. So it's like there will never be a revolution like this. But the thing is, we want change, but we don't want to pay that cost. And if Trump is president, I think we will see some stuff that we haven't seen before. But I don't think we get that far. I don't think he's not gonna win.
Yeah, I think he's not gonna win. So we're gonna get back to the status quo.
Status quo.
Pacify it again, and we keep it pushing to the next.
But I mentioned, I don't think Hillary after 4. I don't think she does 8 years.
Nah, she don't do 8 years.
I think she does 4. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, she's done after 4. Well, for some reason Trump wins, but yeah, Hillary does 1 term and she's done. Because look at it now, you already see it. There's no like, we want Hillary. It's just like, we need Hillary because we can't get Trump. We don't want Trump.
It's the lesser of 2 evils, man.
Yeah, we don't want Trump.
Yeah. It's
so
like,
we need Hillary.
We'll take Hillary. We'll take her. Or
like, you know, it's not like Hillary's not like Obama, and I feel like they're trying to spin it like that, but she's not like Obama. That was a whole different thing. Like, I remember when that whole election started. I remember seeing Obama in the beginning, like, who is that guy? He's not gonna win, and I paid no mind to him. It was like everybody else. And then they got to the point where it was like, yo, this dude is different. And then
Yeah.
everybody got behind him. There was no dissidence. There was no like, everybody was like, we're getting behind Obama and he's gonna win. This guy's something different. With Hillary, it's not the same feeling. Like they tried to create that feeling, and then Bernie Sanders came, and then they saw that the kids were getting behind Bernie Sanders and not Hillary Clinton.
Yep.
So they forced Bernie Sanders out the race. Like they pushed him out, pressure put on. They called everybody to call until they had to call Obama to call Bernie Sanders and tell him, Bernie, you need to drop out.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to mess this up.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Bernie, thanks for what you did, but you got to go.
It's not going to
You
work
got
out.
to go. You promised too much free pizza. We can't make it. You know what I mean?
We can't risk it on you, Bernie.
Yeah.
You're great, but we can't risk it on you.
You're about, you know what I mean?
Because you're too close to socialism. You're too close.
Too much free college, like Bernie.
We can't risk it on you. We don't want to lose. We need a Democratic president.
Honestly, imagine if it would have been Bernie versus Trump. I think the Democrats would get rolled on.
When I think about it in hindsight now, I feel like, damn, it should have been Bernie because it would have been like, we would have all been for Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with Bernie getting in office, though, he would have had to live up to everything he said.
And yeah, he made promises that the White House would not cash.
Like that
What's
lobbyists,
saying you
the Senate's.
What's saying like you wrote checks that your ass can't cash or something like that? It's like
it's like, yo, now you in here, like you gotta get to work.
Yeah, you're done.
He wouldn't. That would have been bad. He probably would have got impeached, honestly.
Poor Bernie, man.
But his heart's in the right place. And
It is.
You can tell he means what he says.
There's too much white tape. There's too much like yellow tape, whatever you call it. It's too much political stuff for what Bernie wants to get through. You know what I mean? Too many people getting fat and eating good from this. You know, I want to change the podcast before we get out of here. I know it's getting late. On a lighter note, you know, basketball's coming up, Taj. You know, it's one of our favorite sports. You know, I really feel like basketball will begin to challenge the NFL in the next couple decades, as America's most popular sport. It's gonna take some time, but
100%.
it is. But you know, some big news last year. Kevin Durant, whatever, went to the Warriors. Cool, but now we're starting to get, you know, microphones in his face, interviews after every practice. Kevin Durant had a nice quote this week where he said, you know, I was excited watching the Warriors lose. This is what he said. He said because he knew he could go there afterwards. And he said, you know, being with those guys, I would get a lot of open looks, a lot of open threes, a lot of open layups. They play selfless basketball. Now, me reading between the lines, it's just like everybody else, that was a jab at Russell Westbrook.
100%.
100%. I don't care what you say, Kevin Durant.
100%.
You came at Russell Westbrook and Oklahoma City. You pretty much said, you know what? I want to play with a team where they pass the ball. Which, you know what? That's his right. He's a free agent. He's earned that right. You can go to any team you want. And, you know, the way that the Warriors play basketball, you know what I mean? Kevin Durant will get a lot of open looks. And what do you think about, Taj, the comments pretty much? Because we all know he threw jabs at Westbrook. Should he just stay quiet, or should he have not said nothing? Or, I mean, I'm glad we're kind of starting to get the reasons, because everybody kind of felt like, you know, KD and Westbrook, like they couldn't coexist together, pretty much. I mean, we all felt this, and I kind of respect it a little bit with KD saying, you know what, like, I wanted to play selfless basketball. I wanted with guys pass the ball.
That's a smart comment.
Yeah.
That's smart. Because that's Golden State system, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
So that's smart to say. But saying like with KD, he's been saying a lot of stuff, and he goes like, "But I'm not talking down on the Thunder, but you are when you're saying like I'm having more fun here." Mm-hmm. Where else were you?
Exactly. It's like, you know, I'm so happy to be here right now.
Where else were you? You were on one other team.
So you weren't having fun there. Yeah.
It's pretty easy for anybody, any interviewer to be like, Are you talking about the Thunder? You're only
connect the
on
dots,
the
yeah,
Thunder.
exactly.
There's nothing to like gauge there.
Yeah.
So it's like, are you serious when you're really saying like, oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, but I'm having so much more fun here. It's more about just winning here.
Yeah.
Who is the other people you're talking about?
Yeah.
There's no other people to talk about. You're talking about the Thunder.
Pretty much.
You're talking about Westbrook because he was your point guard, was he not?
He was.
So if you're talking about, you know, it being more about basketball and not about selfish stuff, then you're talking about your last organization, and you're specifically talking about your point guard, your starting point guard,
Exactly. Westbrook,
who averaged 10 assists a game.
your running mate. But you know what it is, Todd? Is like those 10 assists come from Russell Westbrook driving and passing it off and stuff like that. It's like the way the Warriors play, it's like constant movement of the basketball. It's not 15 seconds of me dribbling, beating my man and stuff like that. So it's like KD wants that. And it's like, I respect it, but the way KD speaks, it's like he's like, oh, like I saw him on that Bill Simmons Any Given Wednesday, and he was like, oh, you know, I made my decision and that's it. Like, dude, you made the decision. You gotta live with this. People gonna ask you these questions, so stop getting mad when people ask you these questions. Because you made your choice. You made your bed, lay in it. You know what I mean? Then you giving these quotes, these like, pretty much, I don't know, you know, passive aggressive. I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna say this without saying this type of stuff, Todd. Just like, you know, you just said it. It's like, where else were you? So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, just come on and say it, KD. And you know what? I like this because KD right now, you're the villain. The Warriors are the villains of the NBA. Win 65 games again. Win 70. They're not gonna win 73, but win 60, win 65. I want to see this. I can't wait for the NBA, Todd.
I'm waiting for the regular season to start.
I can't wait.
Cause preseason,
a lot of quotes. I can't
looking
wait.
crazy.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing, Todd.
You saw Curry getting. Not Curry. You saw Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
He was livid. He was tight about the Golden State Warriors. He was tight. Cause they blew up the Clippers.
Yeah. They blew them out.
Without even trying. They didn't break a sweat.
Yeah, I'm not. The Warriors gonna win a lot of games. A lot of games, but I'm circling. I'm gonna Google when I get home after this. I'm gonna Google the first OKC versus Golden State game. Westbrook might try to go for 90. That game, he might go for 90 touch. He gonna try, but he not gonna get there. I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait for the season.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be
you
good.
know, you're definitely hear more basketball talk here, some more political talk. You know, definitely want to thank all you guys for listening again. You know, you can find us on 12by6.com. You might have heard of the website.
Yes, sir.
Definitely on SoundCloud, iTunes. Once again, you know, get at us Instagram, Twitter. You know, we're here for you guys, man. You know, we're doing it. If you're from the Bronx, you should be listening.
100%. And
That's
we're going visual real soon. I know y'all waiting for the visuals.
Yeah.
It's happening.
We're definitely
It's
soon.
real soon. Don't worry about it.
Coming real soon.
It's coming soon.
Definitely. But once again, thanks for the love. Thank you for the hate even more. We appreciate it.
Oh, we love the hate.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Jay Rosa. I'm Tosh Boom. Peace.
There you go.
Make sure to hit the follow button on our SoundCloud and follow us on Twitter at 2Kids from the BX.